I think baseball's also that sport just so long that these predictions, when you look back in October, they could be very, very different. But I do want to start off with the most grandest one, World Series predictions. And Kayla, we'll start off with you. What's your World Series prediction here?
Okay, well, I went a little different. I don't know. I'm picking the Dodgers are going to beat the White Sox. That's what I decided. I went with the Chicago White Sox. I was really thinking about who I wanted for the American League. And I don't know. I wanted to have some confidence. I feel like the White Sox, you almost never hear about them really. They're kind of under the radar, but they have a really good team this year. They have a really strong pitching rotation. And they're supposed to be a really solid team. So I kind of went out on a limb and I'm hoping that the White Sox will pull through for me.
Yeah, for me, my World Series matchup prediction, I teased at the top. I do have the Yankees getting to the World Series now. That kind of pains me to say that because I really don't want them to get there. But I think the American League is pretty weak, to be honest. I mean, nobody in the West scares me. I think the Astros are still kind of like whatever. I know they got kind of close last year, but last year was COVID. The A's are okay. The White Sox, I think are good, but I like to see them take another step. Like I don't want to come out and say that I think they're going to make it yet. And then in the AL
Why
East,
not? You
I
have
mean,
no idea what they'll do.
I mean, okay, they have Tim Anderson. That's wonderful. Like, I don't know
Oh,
what
they
to
don't
be
just
super
have Tim
excited about.
Anderson.
I know. But, and then in the AL East, the Yankees, if the Yankees starting pitching can hold its own, I really think they're going to be the team to beat, much as that hurts me to say. And then for the National League, look, I hate the Dodgers, and I'm so tired of them being in the World Series all the time. Now, last year they finally won, unfortunately. But, the NL, I think, is far more competitive. But I'm going to go a little bit. I mean, I don't think this is crazy out of the box, but I'm going to go Yankees, Padres in the World Series. I'm with the Padres winning in 7 games. All right, I'm going to go really detailed on this pick.
Oh, wow.
And the reason why I just can't bring myself to pick the Dodgers, but what draws me to the Padres is last year they were such a fun team to watch. The whole like Slam Diego thing, that's great. My fantasy baseball team was populated entirely of almost San Diego Padres because they have incredibly a good. Well, last year they did position players, and now this year they added the starting pitching. They got you Darvishin, who was in contention for the Cy Young last year. They had Blake Snell. They brought in Blake Snell, who honestly, was kind of got screwed over the World Series last year by his manager. Joe Musgrove. He'll be good. And then just look at the positions. You got Fernando Tatis, who in my opinion is the most exciting player in the game. Manny Machado, who is still a decent player. Will Myers, who I think is very slept on. He's still a great bat. Eric Hosmer can still hold his own. Jake Cronenworth, who had a great rookie season. Tommy Pham. I think this is a really good team, and I think they're going to win the World Series this year.
So my brother will be very happy about that. He's a huge San Diego Padres fan. So
That's good.
look, I'm like, for the Padres, like I'm happy for them, especially because like seeing him, like they're just never good. So I'm happy that they're good. So he would be very happy with that prediction. And Kayla, I think you're going to be happy with my prediction because I have the White Sox making the World Series as well. I thought I was going to be the one going out on the limb, but I'm not. And, Mike, you said that you can't bring yourself to pick the Dodgers. I can't bring myself to pick the Yankees because they didn't get better in my mind and they lost in the ALDS. So they're going to need some, internally get better with some of their guys, and they're going to have to get much better because they're going to have to obviously not just win one series, they're going to have to win two to make it to the World Series. And I feel like the AL is wide open. And I think, when it's wide open like that, I just don't see, the Yankees right now doing it. I think the White Sox, I think they'll actually add pitching at the deadline as well. I know they have Giolito and Lance Lynn, which is a good 1-2 combo, but I think for, going into the playoffs, if they can add one more, I think that may be the difference. Like who is going to add at the deadline? Like if the Yankees add another starter at the deadline, I could definitely see them making the World Series. And that's what baseball's so fun. The trade deadline's always really active. So again, I feel like the White Sox, I don't know. I like what they're doing on offense too. I mean, it's not just, Tim Anderson, see what they're doing. Jose Abreu, obviously, all that young talent that's there. I know Eloy Jimenez, he got hurt, but I still really like this team. You have a kind of old manager with Tony La Russa, which is kind of weird, but
I totally forgot he was the manager. I'm really glad I did not pick the White Sox now.
It's kind of weird, but I like how he's like kind of like the grandfather to the team, and it's kind of
grandfather. He's like should be in a nursing home. The guy's like 80 years old.
But I'm going to go with them, and then I'll go with the Dodgers as well. I do actually think if the Mets ever got up against the Dodgers, and I think they will, because I think the Mets will have a wild card spot and win the wild card game with DeGrom. I think in that series, that would be a really good series. And that's my team to like, if the Mets got in, I think they would be a fun team in the playoffs because I think they're built for the playoffs. So, I mean, I don't know how that's all going to, their depth is going to play out, but if they come back healthy with DeGrom, Syndergaard, Carrasco, maybe Taijuan Walker as well, that starting pitching is just crazy good. And, we'll have to see if the depth holds up. And I think that's kind of going to be their question, but I'll have to go with the safe pick with the Dodgers. They're still far and above the best team, and I'll have them winning it as well. Dodgers go back to back. I mean, sorry for the White Sox. I can't bring myself to it. I think the Dodgers
either.
I think the Dodgers still have more left in them because it was only 60-game season. I feel like they could definitely go back at it. And I think they end up doing it here. But definitely should be, that would be a fun World Series in my mind.